say the Yankees win. He was almost wow. Or maybe was Aaron Judge has absolutely put the New York Yankees on his shoulders, and the ghosts of the past are showing up. He met Mr. Ruth. What do you think there? You were falling asleep and you couldn't turn the TV off.
The craziest thing is that I was falling asleep
Right.
and I was sleeping, and something woke me up, and I didn't see the actual hit,
It was the
but I
Yankee
saw him
gods.
running around the bases, and I'm like, this is just history. I mean, you don't even have to be a baseball fan to like uh, watch that and be mesmerized. This is
Well, I'll
history.
tell you that. So, welcome to On New Jersey today. And of all days, the King is really tied up on a charity event.
I mean,
He's off today. He was at the game last night. But we're going to have a great Andy Skills, who has 3 World Series rings with the Giants and played in the Yankee organization and was a catcher and can relate and watched Aaron Judge through the minor leagues. But we're sporting our Yankee gear today
I mean,
out of
I'm like
respect.
a fair weather fan. Everybody knows that. I happen to think this is just adorable. So I'm,
So you're wearing it because it looks good on you?
well, I think yesterday was not so much about being a Yankee fan as it was about being an all-American baseball fan altogether. It has nothing to do with what team you
Uh,
like. And obviously, the Stanton, that was
well, we'll get
unbelievable.
to that. That's just that
Well,
is no. I want to say something because you're so right in what you're saying about this being America's greatest game to me, still, and a lot of people. And this guy, and I'm throwing it back to you. I'm throwing you. What's all these faces again? What is all these faces constantly?
because I was just saying
Well, I didn't cut you
something.
off. I wanted to talk to you about like a mom. I posted a picture of
Oh,
him this morning of him. Where does he go right away? Out to see his wife, his mom, and his dad in the hallway. He couldn't wait to see them, and there they are, just looking at this gentle giant who's turned out to be the greatest Bronx bomb. Thousand people screaming your son's name, and the pride. We all have pride in our kids, but what must be going through? Could they possibly think like, oh my God, this is our son? It's been 95 years since somebody's hit 60 home
I
runs.
think it just must be a
Yankee home
surreal.
runs, not the guys that were in on the juice. Let me correct that. But go
That's
ahead.
fine. I think that it must just be so surreal. I just have to mention how he is the epitome of a team player. And, you know, the whole stadium, I feel bad for those people. I don't know why anybody would have left. Even you knew he was getting up to bat again. So there were so many people that left because they thought that the Yankees were
Yeah, what are they,
losing.
Met
But
fans?
but
My God.
why would you leave that game? Like why? So anyway, whatever. That's your demon that you're going to have to deal with for a long
Well, they
time.
never admit it.
But
Oh, we were there.
yeah, but the curtain call. So he didn't want this to be about him, but at the same time, he needed to come back out and tip his hat, to the
It's-
to the crowd. But the way he did it was so classy. He wanted to give his fans a curtain call. They deserve a curtain call.
right.
But at the same time, he never he's probably a little, almost because he's such a team player, almost a little embarrassed because he wants to always just make sure that his success is not overshadowing the brotherhood and the team that is so important to him. And it came across so beautifully yesterday. And it really actually speaks to what a great role model I think this man is.
Or the parents, how they raised him to be so humble in
Hunch.
such historic moments. And he talked about, Roger Maris wore number 9. And is it a coincidence that he's 99? And Roger Maris had to be pushed out of the dugout because he was so humble, and he broke the record. But his hair was falling out. He was losing weight. He was so stressed out. Aaron Judge can't get the smile off his face. But he didn't want to be pushed out there because the team wasn't winning. And then, of all things, and this is where I believe we might not be ready, but when you come into Yankee Stadium, and we watched it, remember back during 9/11 when the Yankees were down 2 to the Diamondbacks, and we hit like 3 miracle home runs in the 9th inning, and it's like the baseball gods, but they're Yankee gods. They're wearing their hats on. Stanton he struck out 33 times in the last 95 at-bats. By the way, Stanton hit 59 home runs. He talked about it when he was with the Marlins. 59 himself. And he had 50, yeah, and he had 15 games to go. And he said the pressure that was on him, he couldn't do it. He couldn't get to 60. He said the way.
Wait a minute. In 15 games, he didn't get to 60?
He didn't get to 60. It's not that easy. And then
Stanton, so that's so nice that he had that moment last night.
Yeah. So of all people, Stanton comes up, and here we are, bases loaded, and we still need to win. I mean, the Yankees are going to get in the playoffs, and Stanton hits a walk-off granny. It's a grand slam. And who's Judge celebrating after the game?
Stanton.
They said, no. Talk to him first. He won the game for us.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just.
Well, let me tell you something.
Great theater,
folks.
as you would say. Great theater.
I can't believe you just said that, because that's what I wanted to say. It's theater.
Is my man Andy Skeels waiting in the waiting room?
Well, he's not entering, so how can I let him in?
I don't, because
if he's not at the door.
Speaking of Hall of Famers,
did he say he's at the door?
I don't know. No, he didn't say it.
Because he is not at the technological, so to speak, door.
Okay.
So I don't know what to say about that, except to say this.
He's coming on soon. But
theater.
Yeah.
That's what we watched last night. And there's something magical about that stage.
I agree.
So Yankee Stadium was, and still is, there's something magical in the air. And that's all I'm going to say. I'm not, I'm a Mets fan. I'm a flip-flopper. I will never be a Jets fan. But I'm a flip-flopper.
What are you talking about? The Jets are here, a mile from our house in Florham Park.
I'm just saying, I flip back and forth.
But you got to root for them. We don't root against the Jets.
I don't really care.
Well, let me tell you why. Because Met fans still, I would hope they would give Mr. Aaron Judge his due. But the Met fan that lives in this house, the 16-year-old Met fan, comes down into the kitchen last night. And I said, Joe, you got to watch this. This is history. I'm
afraid. What did he say?
He's going to break the Babe's record.
Yeah, what did he say?
He goes, who's Babe? He's nobody. Aaron Judge is nobody. He
did not say that.
Verbatim. So I said, are you here to tell me, as a great athlete yourself, that you don't even respect what Aaron Judge is doing, and you don't think? He goes, the Babe, 1927. No, who cares?
He's just doing that to get under your skin.
He's a typical Met fan.
Mean that.
He's a typical Met fan.
He can't mean that.
He's out of his mind. He's a Met fan. And I'm so happy that I posted you and all your Yankee gear, because you're a Yankee fan. There is no way you've been in both situations with me. There's nothing like the Bronx when it comes to these moments.
I'm a baseball fan, and I did live a very exciting time. I forget what year it was. But when the amazing Mets,
yeah.
So there was something magical about that time too. I am a love of the theater.
1986 it was.
No, it was after that.
They haven't won the World Series since 1986.
Okay, but they got really close.
Yeah, they were in the Subway Series against who?
The Yankees.
You're damn right. What happened?
I don't remember.
They lost. Yeah, exactly. You don't remember.
All I can say is last night was one heck of a special night, and in so many ways. And wow.
Well, let me just say this. Here we're so focused on this. And I said today, on NewJersey.com. Robin DiLauri, Yankee fan. Tommy Cetnar, the Kings off today. Andy Skeels is coming on. New exciting. I'm talking to New Jersey, and I know New York's listening, and I know our friends down in Tampa are listening because the Yankee spring training down
They
there.
miss us.
They miss us. But I'm going to say this. The 4 C's I decided to write last night.
Like in a diamond?
I actually did. Remember the name of the company I had with the North Bears was the Bases Loaded Group,
Yeah.
and I put one of my kids on each base,
Yeah.
right? So like a diamond. But he's
No, I mean the 4 C's. That's that's how you measure beautiful diamonds.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Carat, color, clarity, and cut? No, I'm missing it.
So
but anyway,
you're
4
gonna give me
C's.
that and you don't even know. But my 4 C's were calm. He's calm. I never seen anybody calmer than
No.
him. He's clutch to do what he does under the pressure that he's under. And it's been all year. He's got so much class.
Hunch.
So much class. And Mr. Steinbrenner, with all due respect, Hal Steinbrenner, Brian Cashman, Randy Levine, he needs to be the captain.
Is that the last one?
That's the last one.
That was very clever. I like that.
He needs to be the captain.
The 4 C's of Aaron Judge.
All due respect to Jeter. Nobody better, nobody greater. How blessed are we as Yankee fans to continue to get every time it feels like somebody new comes along.
So what happens when you have money?
No, this is homegrown. This is one of our own. Jeter was one of our own. Mickey was one of our own.
You're going to keep them because you have
Yogi
money.
was one of our own. Well, we don't know. We hope so because Mr. Cohen right now is sitting with his staff going, again, we're kicked off the back page and the front page in the New York Post. Again, no matter what we do, the Yankees will always show us up. And they are the JV team. It's a fact. It's a JV team, the Mets, until proven otherwise. And even if they win a World Series, there's no atmosphere like Yankee Stadium.
All right.
Period.
I mean, I get it.
Period.
All right. I mean,
now let me get on to the next subject. Let me just throw these names at you because you're following. I can't believe you woke up.
Let's just look at it here. What do we got here?
You know, I in our rundown today, 95 years ago, the Babe hit his 60th, and his comment was, "Go ahead, match that." Well, it took 95 years, for somebody to tie him. Roger Maris obviously broke it back in the 60s, but holy cow, the great Phil Rizzuto, Hall of Famer, one of the best, most fun guys I've ever met in my life. He used to come to Bear Stadium. Phil Rizzuto, the great Yankee shortstop, but then went on to be an announcer, and every other word out of his mouth was "Holy cow!"
Like this.
I was hoping you could find it for me. Holy cow. So, people turned on the game to listen to Phil Rizzuto because he was hysterical. If he wasn't eating a cannoli, if he wasn't leaving the game early, it was his classic "holy cow." And I found myself last night putting on the fan when Aaron Judge came up in the ninth because I wanted to hear, no disrespect to Michael Kay, I wanted to hear John Sterling.
Want to hear him again?
Yeah, I want to hear him again.
Here's the 3-1. Swung on that. There it goes. Deep left. It is high. It is far. It is gone. He's tied the Babe. It's a Judgian blast. His 60th home run of the year. Wow.
I mean, if you're a Yankee fan for the last 34, 35 years, you've been listening to John Sterling. And I think John's in his mid-80s now. God bless him. He's come off the road a few times. But he has called a few wrong this year, which is funny, and they make fun of him and abuse him. But he was spot on last night. And with all this streaming and the new stations, and the fear is, the Yes Network won't be able to carry the game. It might go to Apple, or it may go to Prime, or if Apple and Prime are the same thing, I have to educate myself, even for God's sake.
That's all right. I'll teach you. No,
But
they're not the same thing.
I have to say to you, I'm like my mother. Where's the game on? Can you put it on for me? I'm getting better. But
I wanted to break this down for you.
Yeah.
Right. So now TV, you have to look at TV as a computer. Right. So you have to look at the screen, and you have to think that the computer has folders on it. Like, look, hear me out. Okay.
I'm listening.
Folders.
Because there's an
And
on New Jersey folder, I think.
on NJ.
Right.
Right. So you have to look at it like a folder. And one folder is, in our case, we have FiOS. Right. And one folder is Amazon Prime. And one folder is Apple TV. And one folder is Hulu. And so in we're going to call it folders on a computer, but on a TV, it's called input.
Understood.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're going to change the input from the folder of FiOS, and you're going to go to the folder of all those little icons that I just explained to you. Hulu, Apple, You're going to change the input from FiOS to those big streaming folders, right?
Yeah.
I'm making sense. And then once you change the input, you're going to see all of your choices, and you just find them from there.
No, I think that's great. Thank you for explaining it to me. But, I come from the day where get me a beer, get my Viceroy, and turn on channel 11.
Right.
So we can watch the
But
Yankees.
if you don't look at it like that, then you're, and I'm
No, I
not
know.
home.
Well,
What are
then
you
it's-
going to do?
You're going to have to teach the dog.
You change the input.
You know what else is amazing? Changing the input, lady? Because you're a Yankee fan, and I like to take care of things and do the right thing. I called my friend Kerry today because it's lunchtime with the King of the Cobb and America's favorite Jersey girl. And there's that bag, the bag. Vespucci's.
Oh, you had DoorDash deliver it, though.
Yeah, I had DoorDash deliver because I needed it right away. And
Well, they deliver fast.
I get your chicken. I got your chicken salad wrap today.
Thank you. I love it.
Yeah.
Vespucci's.
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 Oh, Vespucci's. I said it right finally.
Vespucci's.
All right, Vespucci's. I bet you Kerry and John are going to the game tonight.
He was there last night.
He was?
I think so. I think I
course
saw
he
it on
was.
Facebook.
Yeah. So
They're
anyway,
definitely going to the game.
how do you not go to the game? And here's the beauty of this. Okay, it's great. We're going. Roger Maris's family's there. They kept showing his two sons there last night. And when Andy
Do
Skeels
they get
comes
to
on,
eat for free?
I believe they're in the Steinbrenner's booth. Yes.
Okay.
When you go to somebody's booth, do you get to eat for free, or are you?
Yeah.
All right. Then.
I start scoffing the minute I get in there.
Yeah. You like the old ladies that put the sweet and low.
Oh
in their
yeah, like
pocketbook?
I put sodas in my pocket for
Right.
the ride home.
Well, I definitely take the chocolate chip cookies with me on
Yeah.
the way home.
I mean, what are they gonna do with it?
Yeah, exactly right. But so he looked Mr. Ruth right in the eyes last night, and after
You look
95,
Mr. Ruth in the eyes?
yeah, 95 years, and
Oh.
he comes and he.
I was gonna say
says
that's
it.
really a magical place.
Well, it is a magical place. Tonight, we hope that he'll look Mr. Maris in the eyes tonight and tie him, or possibly surpass him.
Again, I want to be that pitcher. So like Crow pitched on the mound last night,
Yeah,
and he will forever be attached
yeah.
to.
They say I don't want to be attached. They want to be.
They want to be attached because
No
guess
doubt.
what?
That's
Who in their right mind would ever believe that somebody like me just pulled that out of my pocket when I said Crow?
Right.
How would I?
I want my
Did you-
hands on the mic. I want to like Google if you were right, but I'm so impressed if that's the truth.
Crow. And I think his grandfather was a Yankee.
Wait a minute.
Red
wait,
Ruffing.
Wait a minute. Now this is
Red
really
Robin.
making me nervous. I got like chills up my spine.
Yeah.
Yes, that is true.
Yeah.
His great grandfather was Red Ruffing, who was a great pitcher.
Yeah.
Somebody hit you in the head? You said I'm going to go to sleep, so I left the room last night to come down here and watch it in our basement down here. And when did you find out all this information?
I was watching theater and I was paying attention.
Good for you. But do you know this then?
What?
He's actually got a shot. He's leading now to win the Triple Crown. And the Triple Crown, even though you did your homework, means you had the highest batting average, you hit the most home runs, and you had the most RBIs.
Who has that now?
Well, not since 1956 has a Yankee done it, and it's the great Mickey Mantle.
Huh.
So listen to this. Ruth, Maris, and the Mick, and Aaron Judge.
Sweeping them all.
He's bringing them all in.
Wow.
Is that so? You know what I say, right? Show me the money. Show me the money.
Absolutely.
How? I was watching MLB Network this morning, and they're like, "Oh my God, open up the vault. He bet on himself because it's not even about everything he's doing on the field. Who wouldn't want this guy as your leader?
Where did he go to
Because
college?
we're gonna ask Andy Skills that. He
Let's
went.
ask some of our listeners.
Yeah, I know it was out in California. I definitely know that. And let me tell you something. If I'm the Yankees, the Dodgers are going to say, "Come home, son.
They
Come
have
home."
money?
They got more money than anybody in baseball.
They do?
Of course, the Dodgers they're the old Yankees. The
Wait,
evil empire.
are
the
they in the
Dodgers are.
running to take him?
Anybody's in the running if
I
he
know, but
becomes
there's
a free
only like
agent.
how many
Well,
have
only
the
so many
money?
teams are going to want to. It's one, Mr. Cohen from the Mets.
He has the money?
I think he's the richest owner in baseball. Definitely the Dodgers.
Okay.
San Diego is spending money like wild.
Okay.
There's always the Yankees.
Okay.
And I don't know where it trickles down after that. We'll have to ask Andy Skills. The Giants, San Francisco Giants. Hey, listen, you don't own these teams now. You're able to afford these.
We could do like a GoFundMe for the Yankees.
Oh yeah, to keep them. That would be
great. And they'll make sure. I don't know what's going on Andy's end. He's in the waiting room, so to speak, in the proverbial waiting room, but there is something wrong with either his connection or his video. I don't know. It says device not connected. So I don't know if he wants to leave and then come back and try it that way. But
I'm texting him.
I just gave you a lesson in inputs, and
he says he can hear us.
I don't really like being this troubleshooting person, and that's why I'm complete. Like my brother thinks I'm looking at the screen the whole time because I like looking at myself. And
that's true.
Okay, but I'm not looking at the screen the whole time. I want to look at you when you're talking to me,
right?
But I have the added pressure of making sure.
Well, can you give him any hints? Because he can hear us, but he's trying to get his video.
I mean, I can add him to stream.
I mean, and Andy, are you telling me you have a face for radio and that's it? I mean, you got to figure this out.
Tell him to hang up and come back.
All right, hang up and come back.
Yeah, like leave if you can leave, or I'll kick him out. I'm going to kick him out. Andy will be removed. If you want to prevent this person from rejoining, you should ban them instead.
You brought up your brother. I want to bring up.
I'm kicking him out.
I want to bring.
You come back in, Andy, because I miss you.
I want to bring up your brother again. You were talking about how certain sounds bother you. There's a disease. What did you refer to that disease?
Misophonia.
Misophonia. I can pronounce that, but I can't pronounce the deli. Misophonia.
Vespucci's.
And I can't stand it. And Mark's not here, so I'm not saying that Mark did that. And then you said, "Oh, you picked on my brother last night."
You're gonna pick on him again?
No, I got to hear this damn dog of ours, Fitz, licking his gums because he's laying at your feet. And I told you I don't want to hear that because it drives me nuts.
You hear him right now?
I hear him. So he's probably trying to get my sausage sandwich from the Vesup. Say it.
No, you say it.
No, you say it.
Vespucci's.
Yeah, he's probably trying to get my sausage sandwich while we're on the air here. But anyway, on New Jersey, Tommy Cetnar, Robin DiLauri, the King
on
Jim
NJ.
Leyritz, on NJ.com. We're all Yankees today. We'll touch on a couple things. We're waiting for our buddy Andy Skills to get on. King is out. He's 3 days in a row. And I do mean this as a compliment. He does go out there and put the time in to try to help causes. And, he
enjoys it.
Well, he enjoys it.
Likes giving back.
People like him.
People like him. He's a great guy.
He's a people person. But he was there last night. He'll be back tomorrow for sure. And hopefully we'll be talking about the same subject. Your fair-weathered friend, Met fan, whatever you call yourself, they snuck one out last night to hold their own because the Braves continue to be hot. Lindor hit a big home run. You do know who Lindor is, right?
What do you?
Yeah, he's the shortstop. He hit a home run.
Hey, Tommy, good to see you.
And he's been
hey, AJ.
So, AJ, my man. AJ was one of another great baseball player. Played with us at the Bears. Had big league time. Miss your brother. Class act, AJ. doing some great things with a school that he's teaching kids how to play the game the right way. He sure played the game the right way. But that was the beauty of it when we had the Newark Bears. Tim Raines was our manager, and we had 21 major league guys on the team, all class acts. And it's just, and one of those players and pitching coaches, and one of my best friends is the aforementioned Andy Skeels, West Coast guy, and he can't figure out how to work his microphone. I don't understand.
They need to connect your microphone and camera before I can add you to the stream.
It's these California boys that
Clueless.
I just having trouble.
I mean, everybody's just so laid back there.
He was a Jersey
it's
guy,
like
Skeels.
He's like just sitting there.
I tell a funny story about him. His beloved brother Mark,
Yeah.
who went to Stanford.
Yeah.
Very successful lawyer.
Yeah.
Played baseball at Stanford, then played in the Marlins organization, and he's having this unbelievable. He's the chief criminal attorney for the city of San Diego. Huge job. And I fly out there and said, "You think you want to leave for a year and be my GM with the Newark Bears?" And he looks at me, he has that contagious laugh, and says, "You want me to move from San Diego to Newark, New Jersey?" I said, "It's the greatest city in the world." Guess who was my GM?
Yeah.
And he was the best damn GM. He signed 21 major league.
And he fell in love with hobbies, right?
Oh my God, hobbies. I had him go get all new suits down at Unique Design down in Branford Place. He was a Nicky Norker overnight, and he embraced the full Jersey experience. He loved it. But unfortunately, his brother, who we're waiting on, both are connected. Please hold, he's telling me. This Hall of Famer himself, who just recently went into the Hall of Fame at the University of Arkansas. And we'll talk about that if he ever gets on. But I have to tell you, are you going to watch the whole game tonight?
Probably not. I think last night was just an unbelievable fluke.
So you don't think there's going to be any theater tonight? What are you going to do? Like, we'll go back to Bravo and watch reruns of Beverly Hills Housewife?
I might.
No,
I'll watch it. I'll watch it. So tonight he might
tie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fitz, I'm basically warning you on air as the father.
Well, he needs
whatever
he needs to be
licking,
groomed.
I mean,
He's all
enough.
matted.
But enough is enough. Fitz. Anyway, you treat him like your two boys now, right? Like he can do no wrong. I say something, you go, he didn't do anything wrong.
There's a lot of dog lovers out there that would do the same thing.
You know what? Fitz loves the Yankees, though.
Does he?
You know what's funny? When we watch the Yankees, he actually lays there and watches the TV. When the Mets are on, he turns his back.
Hey, Ronnie.
What's Ronnie got to say?
I'm catching 61 or 62 tonight. Jumping in the bullpen with the ball tonight.
You better do that, brother. You better put your caffeine of water down when you're going to catch the ball. Where's our caffeine of water?
It's right there. I opened it up and then I left it. Wait.
As everybody knows, our caffeine, a sponsor, caffeine of water.
Speaking of something about that.
Wait a minute. Where's Joe Hotshot?
I was thinking about something. I was thinking about how much you could get for that ball last night.
What did you see the story on that, Miss Theater?
No.
They immediately gave it back to him. He signed a couple bats and balls for the people that were with him. And they said, for all the thrills that Aaron Judge gives us, we want you to have this ball.
Wow.
Yeah, wow may be the word today after they wake up and go, wow, what did we do? I mean, we just gave away a ball and he tied the babe. But
would you give it away?
I kind of feel like
it was the right thing to do, but how much money could you get for that?
Ridiculous amounts.
Millions, right?
I don't know about 60, but 61 or 62. Arguably, as we say with an asterisk, and we'll talk to Skeels if he ever comes on.
Try it on your phone, maybe then, Andy.
Barry Bonds is the home run record of 73, but in the American League, it's still 61 of Roger Maris. But yeah, I don't know how much it'll fetch. You know what they say, right? Whatever somebody will pay for it. But they gave it back to him, which was a class move. And they said, he gives us nothing but thrills, and we wanted to have him.
Wow.
Yeah, if I go to do that, tell me to sleep on it.
But,
But no, I think that's very cool. It's just one of these things, and maybe that's why.
Maybe he'll give them something
Well, yeah, I mean,
in
he
return.
did. He gave, but you still, it's the
Like
ball.
everybody in that section standing around there should get like a bat.
Yeah, sure, that's what they'll do. Everybody in that section. The section was so far. It was in New Jersey. He hit the ball so far
He
again. It's
did.
ridiculous. This guy hits these ridiculous bombs, and then Stanton. More importantly, not more importantly, because there's nothing more fun than what's going on. The Yankees look like the old Yankees of May and June last night, where you just felt it. You felt they were going to win after he hit that home run. You felt that they were going to win, and they're starting to get some players healthy again. If we could get our bullpen straight, I don't know. Anything can happen in the playoffs, as we've learned. We unfortunately gave a birthday present to your son, and we have to go to a Met playoff game. That'll be painful.
It was your idea.
No, I'll root for them. I really want to root for them, but it's painful.
And how happy was his face?
Oh, he loved it. But when they lose, though,
Wow, thank you.
I don't know that he said it like
He did.
like a
He
little
did.
girl, but
Thanks.
yeah, thanks, bro.
Thanks, bro.
Yeah, okay, stepfather, step it up. Where are going to be the seats? Are we in the suite? But if they lose, your boys get like devastated.
I don't like watching games in the suites. I like being among the real fans.
You just lied to a national audience.
Like the beer drinking, fun loving fans.
Yeah.
I love that.
Okay.
I don't like when they get nasty and disgusting around like children and they curse and stuff. That's not okay. But the energy outside of the suites, I like better. That's why I always like try to sit outside, because if you're going to be in a room with food and beverage, you might as well, have your shoes off and be watching it from a recliner with DoorDash at home.
You're such an every person. You are America's Jersey girl. You're just a regular girl, right?
Yeah.
So if you can sit in the Yankee bleacher creature section with Leyritz, or do you want to sit in the legend seats or in the suite? What's your
Hunge
choice?
with Leyritz in New Jersey.
Okay, good.
Hunge.
I don't disagree. I love the feeling too. And there's, like I always say, there's nothing like it. What do you think? What do you think? Should we have a little party tonight? No, because there's not a damn Yankee fan in this house but me.
First of all, you're spending the night at your mother's. Second of all, when you say
Me and my mother will be glued to the Yankee game.
When you say should we have a party, that basically means, Rob, should we spend a few $100s and have you set up and clean up?
Oh, why don't you stop it? Stop embarrassing yourself right now. Oh my God. What's that little thing that you use in the orchestra? The little violin? I mean, wah. Let's try to keep it positive today, will you?
No Yankee parties. No.
We're gonna wait till the playoffs.
Then I'm really like, I mean, I can't even believe I'm sitting here on a sports talk show.
Well, you're not. But today, this is not about sports. This is about an all-American boy breaking history.
Amen.
And you're the one
But
that
then I'm gonna have a Yankee party.
You identified it as theater. And
it is.
I'm going to hit him with a pen.
Okay, first of all, you are not going to hit anyone,
I can't focus
anything,
on my
especially my dog.
He's not your dog. I brought you the dog, and you didn't want him.
For those of you who are watching, we have the most adorable 2-year-old, going to be 2 in December.
Come on, Fitz. Say hello to everybody.
Golden. Come here, baby.
Come here, look.
Come here, baby. Come here.
Can you see Fitz?
Come here.
Come on. Oh. There he is.
Oh,
there he is.
My dog.
As he eats my sausage sandwich from my favorite deli.
I love you.
Yeah. Okay. Are we allowed to say? All right. Get lost. Take care. Get lost. But anyway, he is a Yankee fan, the Fitzer, and he's just oh my God. Back to the show, as they say. You're watching Robin DiLauri, Fitz the dog, and Tommy Cetnar, because we of all days that the King is off the air, we're talking Yankee history. And our buddy from California.
I mean, let me try to just put him on so we can at least hear him, but let's just try it.
Yeah, I mean,
Andy,
I can hear you.
Oh, well, that's all that matters. I mean,
Is it though? I like seeing his face.
I know, but
Hi, Robin.
Hi, Andy.
Andy Skeels,
What are
listen,
you doing with your camera?
Who knows?
well, we have Andy Skeels on, who's spent many, many days co-hosting with us when we were on radio down in Tampa. And I want to say this, he's my West Coast brother. Congratulations to you, Mr. Hall of Famer, University of Arkansas.
Yeah, how about that?
How about that? Big brother or little brother sent me a text last week, and we did give you out a major shout on the air last week. And tell us about that. That must have been a proud day. And you know, this is Andy. We're on TV now on New Jersey, ONNJ, and you, for our listeners and our watchers and our streamers, as I'm being taught, you were a down neck New Jersey kid. You got to live above a Portuguese restaurant for a little bit, didn't you?
Oh, Andy.
Oh boy, we lost him.
Oh, Andy.
He just doesn't like to talk about himself, I guess.
Well, I'm going to talk about him real quick. An All-American and all SWC catcher. What's SWC? Something conference?
Yeah.
Southwest Conference?
Yes.
Catcher. Skeels led the 1987 Hogs to the College World Series with a 763 slugging percentage, 70 runs scored, 76 RBIs, 25 doubles, 7 triples, and 18 home runs, which broke the single-season home run record. His 50 extra base hits remains a school record. His 681 career slugging percentage, his 358 career batting average, ranked second and fourth best in school history, respectively. A 7th-round draft pick of the San Diego Padres, Skeels played professionally from 1987 to 2001, including stints with the Padres, Yankees, and Dodgers organizations. Skeels spent 34 years in professional baseball as a player, coach, manager, and scout. In 14 years with the San Francisco Giants, he compiled a minor league managerial record of 497 to 342. Best in professional baseball over that period. He also served 2 years as the Giants organizational hitting coordinator, spent part of 2017 as a major league hitting coach, and spent 2 years as a major league scout. During his tenure, Skeels was part of 3 World Series championships with the Giants in 2010, 2012, and 2014. He was the first ever New Zealand-born player to appear in uniform as a player or coach in Major League game. Skeels also managed the New Zealand national team in the 2013 World Baseball Classic qualifiers.
That was so well done. So well done by you.
By me?
That he just texted me and said, sorry, I can't hear you guys, so I'll catch you on another day. But that's our man, Andy Skeels, and we will have him on another day.
Oh,
Unless,
okay.
Is that, yeah, he's it. But Andy,
wow, what a vet! What an unbelievable career, and you know it really just goes to show you can be so good at something, and so great at something, and yet you can't. It's okay that you can't figure out how to turn your camera on.
Is that being directed towards me also?
Probably.
Yeah. Well,
right now, Andy, but if the shoe fits, if the cleat fits.
If the cleat fits, I never called it cleats, spikes.
Oh, whatever.
You call it cleats?
I never called it spikes, but I never played, so I don't know.
Roger Maris was a very humble man, and if you never saw, you're an habitual HBO, Netflix, whatever you watch.
Binge watcher.
Have you ever seen 61?
No.
HBO. And it's about Roger Maris and Mickey Mantle, the chase to break Babe's record. And it's so well done. It's great. And it shows that they had to go live together somewhere. They had to hide out. I mean, it was because everybody wanted the Mick to break the record because it was Mickey Mantle. They wanted Mickey to break Babe's record, and Roger Maris did it. But I'm looking.
Wait, they lived together?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Back in the day, I think at one point, our former coach of the Newark Bears, Tony Ferrara, the great Tony Ferrara, who was a coach, had Mickey Mantle living with him and Billy Martin because they told the Yankees ownership said, keep an eye on those two because they were so crazy and wild. But at one point, yeah, they were back then. These guys lived in the same hotel room together.
Right.
They bunked up. They had roommates. Yeah,
So
it
they
was
were
great.
friends and they were competing against each
Yeah, they were
other.
competing. They were on the same team, but they were chasing babes. And Roger Maris, every they would boo him when he would hit a home run.
Was Mickey why?
Yankees,
Because they wanted Mickey
they
Mantle
wanted
to do
Mickey
it.
Mantle to do it. And then as the season got in the last couple of weeks, Mickey gets a terrible injury and ends up in the hospital. And Roger Maris winds up breaking the record. But
Was Mickey pissed off?
no, rooting for him like crazy,
Hmm.
but Mickey Mantle and Roger Maris, but Roger Maris, the pressure. And they kept showing Roger Maris's sons last night, and they were so gracious when Mark McGwire was chasing the home run record. And all along, Mark McGwire was on the juice, self-admitted now that he took steroids. And here's this family, their father he held that record, and their family held that record, and they hugged him, and they were in the front row, and he's hugging them, making a big deal. And it was all fraud. But last night, now it's a Yankee. And anything's possible, I guess. But this is the cleanest player, this gentle giant of a man. And you could see them like, I don't know how I would feel as a son. I won't want somebody to break my dad's record. I don't know. But I think there's such a class family that records are made to be broken.
See,
And
I disagree. I understand what you're saying. I hear your point. But having someone get close to your dad's record and possibly beat it is also keeping your dad's memory alive.
yeah, it's
right?
got to make him feel like he's
So
there, right?
we're seeing his family.
Yeah.
He's like he's there.
Their sons are their boys are saying
Right.
it.
If
Can I tell you
nobody
a
ever
funny?
broke
Can I
it,
can I
he
tell
would
you?
just be words in a just like stats, right?
Yeah.
And now they get to go back to Yankee Stadium. They get to relive, these his memory.
Yeah.
I don't know. And then having somebody like Aaron Judge do it, it's
I went to a Yankee game once, and I had the pleasure. I was up in one of the suites, and I took the elevator down, and I'm riding in the elevator with the Maris brothers, their family. They were in the elevator. David Mantle, who eventually came out of the Bear Stadium and did an appearance with us, and the Irish tenor Ronan Tynan. And I thought, this is one powerful elevator right now. And I mean, talk about history, because Ronan Tynan back then was singing God Bless America like no other until he decided to do it for the Red Sox once. And then Steinbrenner never allowed him back in Yankee Stadium,
that's
I think.
hysterical.
And then, then Maris and Mantle, but I'm thinking like their families are friends. And you're right. I think it does. You're talking in the 60s. It's 60 years ago.
Like, I'm just going to make this like a little personal.
Why did you
Like,
do like? What are you from the West
remember
Coast?
when Michael Philippone,
Oh, here we go.
my son,
Yeah.
remember when he beat the record for stolen bases that was held by his uncle?
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. Now, do you think Uncle Mike was like, I don't want anybody beat my record?
Yes.
Or if somebody's gonna do it. So if it's gonna be anybody, let it be my nephew.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
I don't know.
I
I
don't
don't know.
know.
I don't know how what I would know. I don't know. I don't know either. But I thought it was pretty cool.
Well, they're
And,
there.
it's the same. It's the same exact thing as 61 major league home runs at Yankee Stadium.
Yeah, the 27 stolen bases at
Yeah,
Hanover
it's
Park.
exactly the same thing. But it does make your memories come back to life, is what I'm saying.
Well,
And
I agree
think
with
that
you.
was pretty cool.
When we went to take our friend Amory that came in from LA last week to scout Newark on a project we're working, and we walk into my first precinct in the police academy, and the lieutenant stands up and gets emotional and crying because my father was like a second father to him. That felt warm to me, like my dad was there again, and my dad's been dead for 6 years,
So I think that's what's going on.
We go around town here, and you go, I'm Robin DiLauri, and oh my God, Jerry, blah, 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 it makes you feel like it. So I guess the Maris and in a way, are experiencing at a higher level, on a sports level, not at a higher level. That wow, this is last year we weren't for the last 5 years we weren't at any games, and now we're back, and they're honoring Dad, and I'm
Right.
sure they'll honor Mr. Maris in a
Like,
big way.
I have to say, it was the month of October, and I won the Starbucks Customer of the Month.
Oh my God!
And it
Oh.
kind of felt like,
Oh,
somebody else
oh.
had to be, I just had to, be grateful that I won that in October, and somebody was going to beat my record in November,
Right.
and they did. But it doesn't take away.
Did you? Oh my goodness, God, how did it go here? Did you really win that, or were you Employee of the Month and you were embarrassed to tell us that you were working at Starbucks?
I would never be. In fact, I would love to work at Starbucks.
Why don't you?
I love people.
You could be like the singing.
I
What are
love
those? What are
coffee.
they called? Brett was one of them. My daughter.
Barista.
What is it?
A barista.
A barista?
Yeah.
The Vesupis hire you as a barista. Maybe they can have
Maybe,
you.
but
And you and Carrie.
I
can.
love the whole Starbucks vibe. I love the community relations.
You love $19 for 2 cups of
Old
coffee.
Starbucks, I have to say, not the new Starbucks. In my town, they're closing it too. But my point
Wait,
is,
they've
they've been closing it too.
Why?
Not enough employee. I guess they need me.
Go back.
I know.
You're on the
I'm
Wall
just
of
telling
Fame.
you how great it felt to win that with my 2 to 3 time peppermint mocha lattes every single day.
How much were you spending a month back then on Starbucks?
Enough to make me customer of the month. But then I knew it. There's this guy with curly hair. He used to go in the morning. Yeah. He used to drive a white van.
Would he
wait? He was some sort of contractor.
Would he wait till you're done ordering?
And he won the next month. And I'm like, if I drink this much, how much is he drinking? Yeah. The lady said, Jane said, he has 4 espressos at least a day.
Really?
Yeah. So he beat me the next. But like, I will forever go down in history as being October 2011.
So what are you more proud of, that or when you were, and you shouldn't have been, but you were twice runner-up in Miss New Jersey? You should have won both times, but you were runner-up. Does the Starbucks trump that?
No.
Oh, no.
No.
You were Miss Morris County?
Yes.
Miss Bergen County?
Yes.
And your greatest pride is being Starbucks Player of the Month?
Yes.
Which you actually paid for?
Yes.
All right. No further questions, as they say.
Yes.
Oh, my goodness. A late arrival, and it's never too late. Andy Skills, we got 12 minutes to go, but in person, first time I'm seeing you. Congrats, brother. Robin just read the long history that you had at the University of Arkansas, and I know you for many years. Good for you, man. That's an honor.
Yeah, it was a fun weekend. It was great that the family could be there, and yeah, just all the way around. Arkansas football is on the rise right now. They had a big come from behind win, so it's a great weekend. Great weekend to catch up with some old friends and old roommates, and kind of celebrate a lot of things that happened long ago.
Good for you. Listen, I don't want to lose this time because we've been talking Yankee baseball all day, which we haven't done. This is our 4th show on New Jersey, ONNJ.com. We're Jersey Pride here. Of course, people in New York are logging on, and Tampa from our old neighborhood there. But I have to tell you, pal, this Aaron Judge thing is like, you and I went to the Subway Series, and I remember us being in the Irish pub for one of the games, and the electricity in New York City was incredible. The electricity around this Aaron Judge, who is now going for the Triple Crown. Tell me a little bit. Am I correct? He's a California boy.
Yeah, Fresno,
right?
Farming, California's heartland.
And where did he go? What university did he go to again?
Fresno State.
And I was saying to Robin, we were talking about, as a mom, they have a picture of him coming out immediately. He's in his slides and still in a t-shirt, cut off t-shirt. And there he is hugging his mom, his wife, and his dad. Humble guy. And Andy, how many teams can afford this guy right now? Is he going to stay a Yankee where you grew up in that organization too? They got to keep him, don't they?
Yeah, I don't know how. It's interesting too because the Juan Soto deal was kind of blown up in the face of the Padres,
Right.
and I think it gives you a lot different perspective of a young kid who may or may not be able to play under that kind of pressure. Obviously, he's talented, but you got a guy who's already proven it. He's a Yankee, and I think
He loves the theater, man. He loves the theater. It's,
well,
50,000.
he's a great player. I mean, obviously, he's having a historic year. I mean, what he's doing is nuts. So yeah, I don't see how if I'm the Yankees, I don't care what somebody else comes back with, you have to match it. But I would say on the Yankees end, you better figure out how to make a really compelling first offer. I'm sure they've been talking a lot behind the scenes. Um, it's a testament to, I think, the kind of confidence he had in himself to just say, no, I'll put it away and I'll go play the year. And
Andy, that's never happened before. Nobody's ever bet on themselves like that, turned down $30 million and said, I mean, they're going to have to look at somewhere. They're going to have to touch that 45 million, 50 million range and realize, like I said earlier, this is a class act, a calm guy who's a clutch guy who needs to be named captain and pay him the money because those number 99 jerseys, there's more of them walking around. They're making enough money on everything else besides ticket prices, food. They can afford Mr. Judge for sure.
I don't think as a matter of goodwill and trying to get people back in the seats. I don't see how you let him go for all those reasons you mentioned. But like I said, you're betting on a known quantity now.
Yeah, proven winner. What do you think of our matching shirts kind of today? We're honoring the
I noticed that.
yeah,
Robin,
like yeah.
Robin looks great.
Yeah, thank you. You don't
Yeah.
like mine?
Well,
I lost a little weight.
Your beard looks very nice, Andy.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I was just reading when you were trying to figure out what was going on over there in California. I was just reading that beautiful write-up that Arkansas Hall of Fame, the Razorbacks,
Yeah.
wrote about you. And wow, you're a very impressive guy. For those of you who are watching, we are speaking with Andy Skeels, one of Tommy's old-time, very, very long-time friend, and
Former Newark Bear.
yeah, and I can't read the whole list of accomplishments again because it was a long list, but a baseball great. That's what we'll say, right?
Not only a baseball great, but a great baseball family. And I know your brothers were so darn proud of you, what happened. But question for you, and I don't think it's a comparable individual honor of being a Hall of Famer at University of Arkansas or winning 3 World Series?
It's kind of apples and oranges. I think for anybody who's a player, if you've done some things, the individual awards are great, and it's a little bit different. I guess going to the college, and that's we're kind of where you got your start, so it's extremely meaningful. But the World Series and playing a small role in winning 3 of those is a team accomplishment,
right?
Which I think means a great deal. It's one thing. It's one thing to do things for yourself, but it's a whole other thing, and I think it's very meaningful when you got a bunch of guys all pulling on the same end of the rope, trying to win one thing, and when you accomplish that, it's amazing. So I think that the personal awards are nice and the recognition is nice, but I think it's a function of trying to serve a larger goal, and that's to try to help your team to win.
And if your words are so true, because Robin spoke about it, and I can't believe that she was so articulate about what she watched last night, because she even knew who the pitcher was that Judge hit the home run off. But there's a guy they had to push him out of the dugout like Maris so many years ago because the Yankees weren't winning when he hit it. So he
Right.
felt very uncomfortable. And then after the game, they want to interview him right away. And he's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Stanton just hit the walk-off for us to win the game. Interview him first. And that's not fake. That guy's been doing that since he's come up. I mean, he's just that kind. By the way, he hit 50 home runs a couple of years ago as a rookie. This ain't no fluke thing for him.
Is he married?
He is married, recently married.
Does he have kids?
No, just recently married. And I posted that picture of his mom and dad and his wife. And we're talking about that, Andy. And I know how proud your brothers are. Can you imagine being a family member last night?
Oh,
and
gosh.
watching him run around those bases.
Yeah.
You know, and your name is next to Ruth. They put your picture up on the screen as you're hitting second base, and there's the babe and you. I mean, my goodness.
It's probably not a real feeling.
I think it sort of makes you feel a little embarrassed. I think it's another reason why I think Yankees are out of their minds if they don't just give him whatever he wants. But that kind of teammate, and he obviously wants the respect of his teammates. And the team comes first. You know, there's a reason there's no names on the back of Yankee jerseys, because the only name that matters is the name on the front. And he personifies all that. I think I'm just guessing, but knowing him a little bit, I would say it means a lot more to him that his family can share in those moments than really it even does to him. Yeah. He can look back at the end of his career and he can pat himself on the back for how great he was. But I think in the moment, players like that who are great teammates, who care about, their teammates, and, they're all about winning. And Aaron Judge is a winner.
Andy, remember when we were with the Bears and we would have the great, and I mean American icon, forget baseball icon, Yogi Berra would come to the games. Phil Rizzuto would come to the games, right? And we would sit in my office, and Yogi told a story. What money was on the rise for players, and Yogi told the story, and Phil and Yogi were saying, imagine what money we would make today, and blah blah blah. And Yogi said, what about DiMaggio? And the story was that they asked DiMaggio one time, what do you think you would make if you were playing today? And he said, I'd knock on Mr. Steinbrenner's door and say, hello, partner. Basically, you'd have to give me part of the team.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm joking, but Aaron Judge, man, Mr. Hal Steinbrenner, your father would have wrote that check. I can guarantee you halfway after the All-Star break and said, enough's enough. Let's get this done.
Yeah. Just kind of as a side note to that too, Buster Posey just got a minority stake in the Giants.
Did he really?
Yeah.
I got 1 minute to go, and I want to ask you this. Former GM, am I correct, was just hired as president of Detroit Tigers?
Yeah, Scott Harris.
Yeah, you and I talk about this. All the foundation work that you did and Bochy did, and all the great coaches in the front office from Sabian and Chicken Stanley and Tidrow. Why has nobody taken the greats like yourself who built 3 World Series and start hiring it? You think you're starting to see that now? It's the Giant way now. Let's get some Giant blood and move it around like the Yankees did. You think something like that's coming?
Well, any of the old Giants, myself included, we kind of got run out the door as soon as the new regime came in.
Yeah.
They have different ideas about the game. They have different ideas about basically everything, from player development to scouting to the way you run a game. And hiring Gabe Kapler was an indication that they were wanting to go in a different direction. It's their prerogative. You come in, you change front office and leadership, and Scott Harris was a part of that new school coming in. So he didn't have anything to do with
the World Series.
Yeah, with any of those.
You have a great history. We're watching history. We're going to have you on. Hopefully you'll come on later in the week and we'll talk about Mr. Judge breaking Mr. Maris's record.
Thanks, Andy.
Thanks, Andy.
Thanks,
we got to
Robin.
run
Thanks,
and appreciate
guys.
it.
Good to see you.
Have a good day, New Jersey. Stay safe, and let's root for Mr. Judge tonight.